Alright, hello, this is Demon coming back for another recording session into Mass Effect 1. Alright, so, what we're basically going to be doing is, I'm going to go throughout the ship, I'll see if anybody has any additional dialogue options, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do one of the 3 available missions that have been given to us by the Council. So, the first one we're going to be doing, and even though I said I will be doing the Pharaohs when I was talking to Captain Anderson and Udina, instead, I'm going to be doing Liara's missions first, so we gotta go find her. So first, as I said, we're gonna talk with everybody, get an idea about what's going on.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at.
And
Thoughts?
just to double check.
I've wasted enough of your time for now.
Okay, so that one's
No
good.
time for personal debriefing.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Alright, so there's
We'll talk
nothing here
another
then.
time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Alright, that works. Just have to double check, see if everything's set up. I don't think we had talked what Dr. Chalk was. There's no real data that gets, or nothing else that gets added to it. However, we are going to go down here, and this will be the cargo hold. We're going to be talking to Rex, Ashley, Tully, and Garrus, because for whatever reason they decided to put the majority of the characters down here, actually.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Yep, it's called communism.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Alright, so, again, if you get into this, we can kind of talk with Rex a little bit. What it will end up doing is we can talk about extinction, genophage, things like that. So, what's basically going to happen is I have to keep going back to him, and eventually he'll give us a mission where we have to go and find something for him. As far as I'm concerned, I got to do this to get the mission going. I'm not going to make it into individual sects where I will do this, just talk to him, make a video on it, talk to Garrus, do a video on it. We'll just keep adding everything together until we have, I think it's Novaria. So I'll try not to do the Novaria mission if it means I can get the rest of everybody else's done. And then I can kind of devote like one day just to show you all the different missions available for the different characters that they added to the game. Because I also want to do, if I could, I gotta see when I go to the galaxy map that I can actually do Terra Nova. If I can do it, good for us. If I can't, I'll deal with it. I want to say I don't have it, but I keep thinking Mass Effect 1 on Origins, it does give you access to it. I just gotta see.
Are people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Everyone. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Also, if you guys happen to come down into the storage room, they actually give you access to everybody's lockers. The one here on the far left isn't accessible, and that's because that belongs to Liara, because you will get her as a future companion in this game. But you do get access to everybody else's, so if I wanted to, I could go to Garrus's and then immediately start changing everything he has. If I remember correctly, I think he does get access to the assault rifle. Because I can actually go ahead and set his stuff up. Give him a weaker shotgun. Weaker pistol. Him, though, I will give him a very good sniper rifle, because I think he needs it. Because he does a lot more sniping in-game than anybody else. He also gets access to different armors. The only problem is I'm not going to equip him with any, because when you play this game, he is upgradable in the stats, and he can get up to medium, so I just got to double check that I have better armor.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Alright, so we got
What's your
that
opinion of the
done.
last mission?
Kinda wish you got there sooner, Commander. No offense. I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Alright, so there's nothing really added more to them. I think it will take us getting through another mission before
Thanks for
that.
bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to... I understand, Commander.
Garrus is that fun, in-between guy. At least in Mass Effect 1. They make him off as being still young, but he wants to get stuff done, but I think they try to make it to where, like, he doesn't think about things too overly fast, or too overly in the grand scheme of things. Like, if you try to be more of a good character, it's like, okay, you gotta take a calm, you gotta think about everybody else, you can't just think about completing the mission. If you just complete the mission, there's other things that can become a problem.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Also, for this guy, the guy we're talking to now, he's the Alliance Requisition Officer. He's theoretically the Quartermaster, so if you ever need to get supplies or weaponry, he does offer some. They're not as good as the Spectre one is. I don't know if you can get it to where he, like, sells the greatest equipment in the world, but as far as I know, he doesn't do too bad of a job.
Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. but no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
So we already got the licenses, so we can kind of go
Let's see
into
what
the
you
show
got.
me.
You bet, Commander.
Now, yeah, he kind of does have good weapons. That's us from buying all the things from the CSEC office, so he does get access to some pretty good stuff. It's just a matter of actually going out, and he actually has really good armor. That light armor is actually pretty goddamn good. More shields, more tech protection than what mine offers. Oh, I haven't even switched to my other armor yet. Hell, even that's... maybe not as much. Can I go to my equipment? Where is that body armor? I just bought it. See, that's the medium armor. This is the one where it gives us more... that's actually a tough call. The gladiator armor is still pretty good. That's the one I was looking at, Scorpion. Gladiator is not nearly as good. It makes sense if you were going to get it, because it's a 10-point difference between this and that. However, the biotic protection is a 22-point difference. In comparison to this, I get a giant boost of shield and then a little bit of damage protection to where that offsets taking that. So let me actually equip this real quick. And then let's see
Looking for supplies?
a comparison between the armor I had now in comparison to this Mantis, because I actually might use it for myself. It's not bad. Medium armor. They're both Scorpion 6, yet this one has... I don't know if... It's probably because I have those modifiers on it, it makes it better. To be honest, I actually might want the light armor. That, or at the very least I give it to Lenko. I'll take it. Into jail upgrades. Still a lot of assault rifle upgrades, it's really nice too. So I could either give it to Lenko or I could use it for myself. It's a matter of, do you care enough about the AI to give it to him? Let's see. Yeah. So base my stuff off how it looks. Nah, I think I'll keep the Scorpion armor. I kinda like it better. Because the statistics make sense, but I still like having armor that I actually like. I give that to Lenko, he'll do better with armor then. And then also you can come down here and actually examine more stuff inside the engine core itself. Engineers Adams is somebody you actually... He doesn't... If I remember right, he's in this one. He's not in 2, but he comes back in 3, which I kind of liked. Because it was like you got to see an old character from Mass Effect 1 that just disappeared. Like you didn't hear anything from him, I think.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Carry on, Adams.
Same thing with Adams. If you want to, if you get the game or look online, you can kind of get more invested in figuring out some of those questions. I don't have any real reasons to ask him any of it, even if he gives me like something I don't really care about. So we're just going to talk to Tali. Again, we're just going to try to focus on more of the main characters.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Also, you can get a little bit further into an idea of like what old Tali has to talk about. If I remember right, in Mass Effect 1, I don't think she has any missions available for us to do, but you can talk to her a little bit to have an idea about what the Quarians are. I'm not going to do it for this, but it kind of gives you an idea about where they're coming from. They really don't build on her or anybody else as a character, at least until Mass Effect 2, because that's when they kind of try to make the characters stand out more. But I did notice whenever I would play Mass Effect 1 to 2, a lot of the older characters, if you find them, you have a bigger connection with them than the newer ones. So you tend to always gravitate to like trying to keep them alive or trying to help them in some sort of way. But I think Mass Effect 3 is where it really brings everybody together. So hopefully in this one, the main ones we're going to try to get is, I gotta get Garrus' mission, Rex's mission. Tali doesn't offer one. Caden and Ashley don't offer any, and I don't think Liara has one because we get to deal with Venezia on Novaria. So forget if Joker has anything to add.
Something you need?
Oh yeah, that's right. He tells you about ship status report, and then if you do talk with him, he does talk to you about
See him.
You do get an idea of like who he is. He actually I forget the syndrome he says he has, but it does make it difficult for him to like walk around because I guess it's like brittle bones disease if I remember correctly. So it does play an impact like for getting to understand him better. Again, I don't really want to get into it too much since it's just me playing the game and I just want to record and do a let's play off of it. If you want to see it, again, sure enough, there's probably millions of videos online. They can give you like an in-depth idea about them. Hell, you could probably go on Wiki and they'll tell you everything about these guys. Alright, so if I remember right, we have to right click. Yes, we do. Now, that will tell me something. Yes, okay. So, I did actually get this. That's what I remember, because I kept thinking, if you play Mass Effect 1 and you get it on Steam, the thing you deal with is, I don't remember you can get access to Pinnacle Station or Asteroid X-57, which is going to be the Terra Nova mission. I think the only way I've seen people being able to get it is you have to go online, and I think there's a way to get a code so that you can use it. In this case, I don't have to get the code. If you have Origins, I think they automatically let you download it. Pinnacle Station, I probably won't do. I might go there. I don't know. I could go there. Kind of show it off. I don't know, I'll have to think about it, because what'll end up happening is Novaria is going to be the final mission I'm going to do. So we're going to do Liara's dig site. We'll find her. We will do the Pharaoh's colony, and then there's going to be a new mission that'll pop up here that we're going to do. And then when we're done with that, we will do the DLC missions, because I think if I get Novaria done, we immediately come back to the Citadel. When we come back to the Citadel, I can't do any of these missions, because I think that was the thing I had a problem with, because I kept thinking it was like Mass Effect 2, where you can do these missions, but to carry the data over, or once you beat the game completely, you can go through this and beat all the DLC missions. I do remember that to basically get to that stage, I have to do a Reaper mission with an IFF, so I can do every other DLC before that, and then we can continue through the story. So, let's go ahead and go to Liara's dig site. If you ever go to play this, that's what makes Mass Effect 1 a little bit more difficult than the other ones, is they don't give you a clear indication about where in the hell you're going. So if you're like me and you played it on 360 for the first time, you will literally go to each one of these to try to figure out where in the hell you gotta go. If I remember correctly, it's Knossos we gotta go to, but in each system, there actually is a planet I think you can land on in each one. However, it doesn't actually give you access to the mission. It just gives you an idea that, okay, this planet's landable, and you think you gotta go there. However, they do try to give you like a key to that to figure out where you gotta go. Is Liara is a researcher. She's into the Protheans. She tries to find Protheans, dig sites, stuff like that. So the big way to figure out where she's at is trying to look for a planet that has an
Commander,
actual dig site
urgent
on.
message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance
Oh,
Command.
I think I know what this
We've got a
is.
situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
Let me guess.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Don't worry, Admiral. I'll take that thing out.
I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human.
I guess I could try
You're
to
still
do some
part
of
of the
these
Alliance
missions.
military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Alright, so again, if you click on any of these planets, so it gives you kind of like a brief overview of what it is. Terrestrial planet with trace atmosphere, carbon dioxide, ion, stuff like that. They give you like a brief overview because I think Mass Effect 2 does a much better job at it. Because they actually give you a little bit more details to go to. So if you're looking for where Liara's mission is, you got to go to Knossos, and then you got to go to this place called Therum. It does give pretty much telling you that it's Human Systems Alliance is in control of it. It's been industrialized. However, it does give you this. Perhaps this explains the many Prothean ruins dotting the surface, much of which have been looted by mining corporations. So the way to know that Liara may or may not be here is focusing on, you know, she does stuff with the Protheans, you know she's a researcher for it, she goes out to these places, so that's the key of being able to figure out where it is. Otherwise, you're going to literally be running around through the other three systems, and this will be your last mission, and you're going to have to basically hunt it down. Also, when it came to that mission that we saw that Admiral Hackett gave to us, I probably will do that mission. I don't think I'm going to do all the side missions. I'm just going to do the ones that I think will be fun to do. Like, that mission's fun because it's on the moon. You can go to the moon and deal with that. I don't know how many others I'll do. I'll have to consider it when the time comes. So let's go ahead and accept this squad. Again, whenever we come back to this, and once we remove once we can get other characters added and I get forced to, we'll probably end up picking either Garrus or Rex. It just depends what I'll decide at the time. I don't really use Tali too much. I don't usually use Liara too much. I'll probably use her for Novaria, because it opens up special dialogue with Venezia instead of just having a standard one.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Oh, so that's the other thing I do enjoy about Mass Effect 1. I miss having this Mako. Mass Effect 2, they give you like a weird one that's like, it's like a little small tank, but it just doesn't feel the same. In Mass Effect 3, I thought they might be bringing this back, because in the trailer they do highlight it a lot, but it seems like they decided not to in the end. Another thing with this mission is I do enjoy the fact that it kind of has like an exploration style to it, but it's pretty straightforward. You're on a direct path. It takes you exactly where Liara's at. There is a bit of fighting that's going to go on. I'll probably end up saving it at 1 or 2 points, because there's a couple points I remember at where it gets a little haywire-ish. And then to pretty much zoom in, I had to hit shift, so that's why I did the firing of the can. I couldn't remember if it was right click or if it was another one I had to hit. Usually I never sit here to shoot these guys, I just keep driving. The other thing with this is this vehicle can take a lot of damage. Usually if you look at the bottom left of the screen, you'll see that I have a shield. Eventually the shield can get damaged pretty bad, then the wheels start getting damaged, and you notice the vehicle starts catching on fire. It just gets crazy. Also, run to your right as soon as you can, because you can't fight those many turns. I made the mistake a couple times, and I thought I had to go that way. Eventually I figured out this was the right way. Let's see what else we got in here. Now we're going to get into a bit of a firefight, but I can run most of these guys over. Yeah. Yeah, probably could do better at it, but back up. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing that makes this game really glitchy is you can run enemies over. However, the Mako, for whatever reason, I don't know why they didn't fix it, is pretty glitchy with it. Like, the enemy can get literally stuck in your vehicle, and then you'll just see them get launched along with you as you go, and then the vehicle can't move that well. I don't know why they decided to keep that in the game, but it makes it pretty funny and glitchy, so... Now let me remember. Okay, Q is how you get out, that's right. And then, where's our buddy at? There he is. Let's see. And done. Now let's see, I don't really need the sniper rifle, not concerned. We don't really need a shotgun. What's this last one? Pistol, we don't need it. Also, if I don't play this as well as I usually do, it's because I do usually never played these games on normal difficulty. I always played it on the easiest. Some people might say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you're not having any fun, it's not a challenge, but I never really look for Mass Effect as a challenge game. I look at it as, I am playing this game for the sheer amount of fun, the story it gives us. This is the reason why I bought Andromeda. I thought it'd be something like this. Like, not like Mass Effect 1, but, you know, story-driven wise, it'd been a lot more fun. The story was okay, but there's a lot they needed to improve on. And I don't know when the hell they're ever going to make another Mass Effect. I think, if I remember, I think BioWare actually shelved this project, so I don't know when we're going to get another Mass Effect. I'm hoping that they eventually bring one out. I don't know if they'll continue Andromeda or not. I don't believe so. I think since they let pretty much that offshoot of them work on it and they did such a bad job and they just abandoned the project, which, trust me, I am not happy about one goddamn bit. I was hoping for, like, DLCs, I was hoping, like, to improve the game as best you can. Like, you didn't have to fix all the quirks, all the, like, the glitchiness, all the bugs. Like, I didn't like them, but if you can't fix them, I understand. I'd rather you just give me more story to work with. It's like playing, it's like playing most games. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is very glitchy, but it's hilarious. But you can enjoy the glitches if they're in there. Same thing with Mass Effect. Does a facial animation look stupid? Yes. Is it funny? Yes. So just don't worry about fixing it. I'd rather you give me more DLC and just fix it as updates go on. If you can't, then there's no reason for why you released a game and then promised us all this. I mean, Mass Effect 1 has more content, more entertaining content, a better list of characters you can get connected to, and most importantly DLC that added to it. And it adds a lot of gameplay. Like, if you do Pinnacle Station, if you want a perfect 100% ending to that, it takes hours. That's why I'm not doing Pinnacle Station. I've done it before, I've done a lot of the missions, it's just a lot of rinse repeat work, it's nothing new. Basically go to the same ads, complete a different mission operation for it, and you're done. Alright, if I remember right, I usually have trouble on this part. Let's see. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, I don't play this too strategically. I usually just go in and just go guns blazing. I don't use my powers often. I just play the game. You can crouch, you can hide everywhere. The AI is pretty simple in this. It doesn't mean you can't get killed, but it does make your life a lot easier. The other thing that it takes a while to get adjusted to is if you play the newer ones compared to this one, the other thing that takes forever to get adjusted to again is the fact that you don't have ammo for these guns. These guns just fire until they overheat. So I can literally shoot this gun as much as I want, but only about 2 rounds before it overheats and I can't use it anymore. And then when you hear the beeping, you know you're out. You're kind of screwed. That's gonna get for this.
I smell trouble.
Yeah, sniper rifles in this game are also kind of useful. You can use them if you like. I use them very sparingly. I don't use them as much as I would like. Mainly because unless you have an extremely high damage one that can one-shot an enemy, they don't come in that handy because they overheat too fast. Like, as you can see, I can only fire 2 rounds off with it. In comparison, the assault rifle, I can shoot as many rounds off as I want, almost to an extent. If I add different powers to it, then the assault rifle becomes even, I can shoot pretty much infinite ammo for a set amount of time. AI are able to do the same thing, it's just, for the player it makes the most sense because you know what you're shooting, you're the most accurate. And here comes one of the introductions to some of the enemies we're going to be fighting. Now these enemies aren't that hard to kill, the ones you see now crawling around. They're not that difficult to kill. The only thing that I ever have a problem with is they jump around a lot. So on console it's kind of weird since the controllers are a little bit, it makes it a little bit more difficult to use, especially if you're not getting, you know, 60 frames, stuff like that. It makes shooting these weapons off extremely difficult. In comparison, I'm playing PC, I have a frickin' mouse, I can shoot everything accurately, I know how far my mouse can move, I know everything about it. That's nice. Alright, most of them are dead. Okay, so we reached the point where all we got left is this Geth Armature. These guys are actually pretty tough. There's other things you can do that are really useful, like Adrenaline Burst. They can be reused as any of your abilities you have. Unity, it gives you, restore your squad members to fighting state. Overkill lets my assault rifle shoot pretty much unlimitedly. Shield Boost is useful because as soon as I activate it, as you guys can sit there and see, my shield gets immediately recharged, and that's actually really cool. Oh, and then I died. I died in 1 shot. That's why I remember trying to save it, so I'll have to cut this out of the video. Shit.